Bonjour. Today let's take a look at how to make fresh pasta. Fresh pasta is very delicious. It has a soft texture and more of a noodle type texture as opposed to the dry pasta. It cooks very quickly, and quite frankly I think it's a lot of fun to make. I don't think it's that difficult. I think after a time or two practicing you're going to be able to make pasta like a professional. There's only two ingredients in fresh pasta: flour and eggs. In this case I have unbleached all-purpose flour. You can use semolina flour, it's more expensive. The all-purpose flour works just fine. You are going to need to make one investment, however, and that is in a pasta machine. And this is what we're going to use to roll out the pasta, roll out the sheets, and then progressively we'll dial down the rollers so that the sheets become thinner and thinner until they're at the point where we can use them in our dishes. So what are we going to make with fresh pasta? Well, my two favorites are lasagna and ravioli. And of course you can make many different kinds of lasagna. You can make many different kinds of stuffing for ravioli. You can also use the machine to make fettuccine or spaghetti. And I'll show you what the attachment looks like for that. But right now, let's go ahead and take a look at how to mix the pasta dough and then how to roll it out with our pasta machine. Onto a cutting board, measure out 1 3/4 cups of the flour. We are using what is known as a well method. Form a well in the flour and add 2 eggs to the center. Using a fork, beat the eggs up slightly to break up the yolks, and then begin to incorporate the flour into the eggs. You will do this with your hands and bring in as much flour as you need to keep the dough from becoming too wet and sticky. You will want a moist dough, but you will not want a dough that is very sticky. Once the dough has come together, you'll want to knead it for a couple of minutes, just until the pasta dough becomes smooth. The flour and the eggs have worked together completely. Now cover the dough in some plastic wrap, and you'll set it aside for about 30 minutes. We're going to take a little piece off here, and I'm going to cover the remaining part here with a towel just so it doesn't dry out too much on me. And now what we're going to do is we're going to flatten this out a little bit. Now, the key here is that you want dough that is wet enough that it's going to stick to the rollers when I bring it through. However, we don't want it so wet that it's going to stick onto the rollers. It's got to stick to the rollers so the rollers will pull it through. So let's see how we've done here. And there's our first. And I always feel it a little bit, give it a little dusting. We're going to fold it over, and we're going to do it again. And what this is doing is this is kneading the dough. Fold it over, and we're going to do it again. Alright, and I started on my widest setting. Now I'm going to start to bring it down and make it thinner and thinner. And what I want to do is I want to make it thin enough, that or I don't want to make it so thin that it's not going to hold the meat filling, obviously. And it's getting pretty thin now, as you can see. I'm going to dust it a little bit more with some flour because it's getting a little sticky. That seems to be okay. Alright, now we start to handle it fairly gently. It's just beautiful, beautiful sheets of pasta, and I would say that we're almost there. Okay, now that you've got your pasta sheets made, if you're going to make a lasagna, you're going to want to partially cook the pasta. You'll cut it into the shape that you want to use in your lasagna dish. Get boiling water, have it well salted. Cook the pasta for no more than 1 minute. Take it out of the water, put it in ice water to stop the cooking. Take it out of the ice water and pat it dry. Then you can go ahead and make your lasagna. If you're using it for ravioli, you can take the sheets, lay out a sheet, put the stuffing at intervals, lay another sheet over it, and then you can press it down either with your fingers, with a fork. You could use one of these ravioli makers. In the video, you saw me use the Mercato pasta machine. This machine is made in Italy. It's available at Sur La Table, and you'll see a link to the Sur La Table website. You can go there. You can either buy it online or you can find a store that's nearest to you. What you're going to get in the package is, of course, your pasta machine with the rollers, and then also with an attachment to make fettuccine and spaghetti. You'll also get your handle, and you'll get a clamp to secure the machine down onto your cutting board or your counter. Something that you'll have to buy separately that you saw me use in the video is a small pastry brush. I use this for brushing flour onto the pasta sheets, as well as adding flour onto the pasta machine to keep the pasta from sticking. And when you're done making your pasta, you're going to take this brush and you're going to brush out all of the loose flour. When you got that done, that's it. Your machine is done. It goes back into the box. Don't put water in this. The water is going to mix with the flour. You're going to get a glue. It's going to dry. Your machine is most likely going to be ruined. That's it. I hope you enjoy some fresh pasta. And remember, good food speaks in all languages. Merci, à bientôt.